Well, hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm at the Phra Khanong BTS. That is the Jasmine Resort Hotel. And I'm gonna walk over to the even side of the street. There's the Rhythm at Sukhumvit 44/1. Let's take a peek at that area. Oh, and before we cross over Sukhumvit, that round building at the base is the W District food area. Traffic flowing nicely down Sukhumvit. And if you were to stay in this Rhythm building, you are feet from the BTS. There isn't a bridge going straight into the unit, but very close. And one of my favorite buildings in town, if I ever wanted to spend 50 or 60,000 baht, is the Ficus. And I'll show you that later in the building. It's behind me as I walk back towards the BTS, the Ficus, F-I-C-U-S. Beautiful, but mostly 2-bed, 2 baths. I saw 1 bedroom in there. You have to be careful because you'll see things on websites like Hip Flat, and they'll show X amount, whatever, 22,000 baht. Well, it hasn't been 22,000 baht since 2020 or 2019. We all know what was happening back then. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at prices online. You need to really establish a relationship with a good realtor and get the real prices. Sometimes I'll make these videos and people are nice enough to post in the comments, hey, I looked up the Rhythm at Phra Khanong BTS and it's this price. Maybe it is and maybe it's not. More likely it's not. Most of the rooms come and go pretty darn quick. And if you pay close attention to some of those ads on sites like Hip Flat and Property Scout, you'll notice they might say something like updated in 2021 or available for rent in whatever next year sometime. Oh, you know what? The Ficus is up here. I thought this was another street, but this is some kind of, I don't know what's going on. It's a large compound right in the middle of Bangkok, and there's a military guard that sits in one corner. So, don't know. But stay out of there. I thought that Ficus was up on the next street, but no, I remember it was right next to this compound. I just really like it. It's kind of a not super quiet area. It's right off of Rama 4, where Rama 4 begins at Sukhumvit. It's just a beautiful building. Huge balconies, nice rooms, big granite countertops in most units. Really nice. But I don't know if I would ever pay 50 or 60,000 baht for rent. I'd probably just buy a place before I did that. But it would be a smaller place. And if you wanted to cross over here, if you wanted to buy a place in that Ficus or something similar, it's going to be super expensive. See, here's the guard. So I don't know what is going on there, but there are some nice big houses right in the center of Bangkok. And I think some pretty important people live there. And that Ficus is just down here on the left. Where's that? There's also a brand new building. Yeah, here it is. Try not to get shellacked here by a motorbike. My buddy was staying in there, Airbnb, for a month at a time. And he really liked it. He liked being right across the street from the W District, and you're also right across the street in the other direction, on the other side of Rama 4, from P.J. O'Brien's, the sister property of O'Shea's and the Royal Oak. So they know how to do an Irish pub. And there's a good little kind of family bar. Get over here. On the other side of Rama 4, back there, there's a interesting building, Sukhumvit 50. Older building, and you can get a heck of a deal in there, especially on a non-remodeled yellow tile in the bathroom kind of room. If you don't mind stepping back into 1980, you can get a cheap apartment. So here's the Ficus. It's just a beautiful building. It's only whatever it is, 5 stories high. I'll cross over and get you a better view when these trucks pass. Yeah, I love those balconies. Have a nice garden out there. And officially, it's the Ficus Lane. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I think there are some one bedrooms in there. I saw one with a very old price of 35,000 baht a month, and then some others were 55,000, so that's probably more realistic. And then the 2-bed, 2-bath, 70, 80, and 90 range. And this is that newish building my buddy lived in, the IDO, Sukhumvit Rama 4, right on the corner of Sukhumvit and Rama 4. If we look off in this direction, this will take you down to the end of my street, to the end of Soi 26, 24, 22, 26. You'll find the Big C and Lotus shopping centers. But in this direction, we're a 5 or 6 minute walk to Phra Khanong BTS. What does this say? Starting at 4.5 million baht. I guess that's for a studio. And just doing some fast math in my head was at about 145,000 US dollars. So there you go. Brand new unit, brand new building. You'll sometimes hear folks online talking about, well, I don't want to live in a small unit, a shoebox or a cracker box. You don't have to. You just need to pay 70 or 80,000 baht. If you want to pay 10,000 baht, you better wedge yourself on in there. Or you need to move a little further down the line. You want to be right in the central area of any major capital city. It's gonna cost a little extra. And that's the same in Tokyo, Seoul, on and on and on. And it's the same thing here in Bangkok. It's Sunday morning. A lot of these businesses are closed up, but I happen to know, just zipping through here late at night, there are a lot of late night eateries. Oh, that guy came out of nowhere. That pop out onto the sidewalk. Come down here and get a bowl of noodles. And there's another fairly new looking building, the Knightsbridge Space at Rama 4. I lived at a Knightsbridge over on Soi 77. It was a nice building. But that is the Sukhumvit at 50 or something about at 50. Can't miss it. If you were to look it up, just be advised on the prices you might see. And behind the Sukhumvit at 50, or maybe, I think there's a plus in there. Sukhumvit plus 50, I'm not positive. But back there is an Aspire building and the Life at 48. Again, fairly affordable. For whatever reason, this little area seems to be cheaper than En Nut. I think En Nut just had that reputation as the place to go to save cash, that so many people went there, including me. That's the first place I moved 3 years ago, and I moved back towards Phra Khanong because I was always hanging out in that area. Now, if we were to go straight, I'll show you, we'll be right at Sukhumvit. It looks like they're putting these up, but trying to get the motorbikes to not zip through here, but it's massage. Motorbike rental, Bobo's. I'm gonna take you down that alley I just walked past. But right there is Sukhumvit. Okay, there is a building on the corner I'm missing, I think. No, that's a restaurant and Summer Hub offices. So there you go. There is getting our boundaries, the W District and the round building, just right over there. The easiest way to go would be to cross over at the BTS station. And right there is, let me see if I can see the sign from here. It's an interesting building. Sukhumvit at 50. And this alley is where you'll find the Money Bar. Go down and see the twins bartending, King and Kwong. Okay, I don't see a sign. But you can't miss it. The corner of Sukhumvit and Rama 4, and it has 50 in the name. I think it's Sukhumvit plus 50 building. I don't know. I have a few buddies that have came and gone from different apartments over here, and their one bedrooms were under 30,000 baht. And again, that might sound like a lot of money. You just have to you have to be careful. Some of the videos you watch online, it's like, look at my 10,000 baht apartment. and then, you know, you find out it's 30 minutes down the train tracks. So that's certainly possible. But if you want to live in a more expat friendly area, and again, I'll get people making comments, I didn't move to Bangkok to live with other expats. Okay, loner, go on off there and don't worry about hanging out watching UFC with your buddies and all. Well, if you're going to do that once in a while, you're going to be taking that 30-minute train ride to meet them down here in Phra Khanong, Asok, or Nana. When I first saw this place, I thought it was some kind of cool condo or apartment building, but it's just a bunch of businesses back there. Hair salon, there's a fancy restaurant, dance courses. Huh. It's like an Instagram spot though. And that is Phra Khanong BTS straight ahead. It says a hair salon, 4B studio. Hair waxing, $9.99. Well, that sounds like a fair price for a little hair waxing. There's a Tops Daily off to the right here, and if memory serves me, there's a Japanese secondhand store, the Treasure Factory. I always go to the Soy 39 branch, but I might stick my head up while I'm in this area. Get out of the way, sorry. Oh, looks like the auto guy. Whew, I just got a whiff of some chili somebody was cooking. I am going to take a left here. It's there's a excuse me. Oh, I caught some chilies. There's a couple of older apartment buildings. Now this says it's Sukhumvit 46. So we started on 44/1 and went around the corner to Ficus. But down this way, 46, I don't like this guy, he's pretty harmless, but there were a bunch of loose dogs down here. I think they all have owners, but sometimes they're a little territorial. I do want to show you this older building feet from Phra Khanong BTS, and I would love to rent one of these townhomes, whatever you want to call them, but they're expensive. There's more than a few people that have bought them and tricked them out. That'd be nice. I don't know. I'm not in a big hurry to buy anything, and if I did, I don't know if it's going to be in the heart of uh-oh, I'm upsetting somebody. I don't know if it's going to be in the heart of Bangkok. It's okay, puppy. It's okay. Yeah, I don't belong here. You're okay. Yeah. I'm leaving. Terrifying soy dog. He's doing his job. I should have been walking around back by his probably front door that's wide open. Yeah, I haven't been back here in a while. I think there's some government offices. Yeah. See, I'm not sure. I think these are offices. I don't see laundry or anything hanging out, and there is a guard. But I remember something tucked away back here. Apartment-wise. And this is the parking garage to that Rhythm building. And that is the train leaving Phra Khanong. People are a little funny with dogs. I'll get a little comments on, oh, you better be careful, that dog has rabies. I think it's just somebody's family dog. Being a mailman for, I don't even remember how many years. A lot, 33, 34. Had a lot of dealings with dogs. And I'll tell you this, the ones that are gonna bite you, they normally don't make a peep. They just bite. Well, that's a beautiful home right there. With a nice rooftop garden. And there's the side of the IDO on Rama 4. Maybe it was this building. Yeah, it's a little That's a little older than I was thinking. But then again, who knows? If you don't mind an old school building, you might get that for a song. Feet from the BTS. I'm not going to walk all the way down there. I do remember it dead ends. For whatever reason, I was thinking that that area that I'm now thinking is some kind of office area. Thought that was an old school apartment building. I think I was mixing up this bad boy. That's definitely old school. But if you're okay with an older place, man, get an older place that is that close to the BTS. And I have to be careful in saying that. Again, not trying to speak out of line. Again, other videos will say, oh, I'm right next to the BTS. Well, yeah, you're next to the BTS 15 train stops away from a sulk area. So being next to the train is great, but you better enjoy 25-minute train rides. Now that I'm getting a closer look, they have individual garages and their walk-ups. Might be something worth checking out on the map. But yeah, it's not an office complex. They're individual, call them townhomes. Forget to show you this. So there is where I came from. And there's the individual townhomes. I went down there and saw the old building. Back here is, I think it's a small hotel. It says rooms for rent MP and 9 Place. Yeah, I think there's 2 places back here. It's just a little tiny dead end area. MP and 9 West. I know there's some private houses. Nine Plus loft for rent. Huh, that's kind of cool. That's a pretty big little outdoor area. Those just come at a premium in the downtown area. When they build these buildings, they're not thinking about balconies and all. So that is the 9 Plus. I guess that's the MP. No, MP is at the end here. So 9 Plus loft. And MP. I'm not sure if these are hotels. Don't know. I think they're just small apartments. It says rooms for rent. Not bad. Huh, what is this building? I don't know how you get there. Maybe from inside those private townhomes. I don't know. I like these little small areas, but I want to be very close to something like the W District. Other people, they don't go out so much, or maybe they go out a couple of times a month, and yeah, absolutely. Live way down in Udom Suk and in Bering, and it's super, super affordable. I mean, I like to walk as many places as I can. This place is empty. Yeah, see, I don't even want to know what this costs to buy or rent. But if you're thinking everything is super cheap in Thailand and all, I don't know. That could be 400,000 US dollars, maybe more. The only problem with those smaller type rooms, for me, it's almost a necessity to have a washing machine. That thing is probably running 4 or 5 times a week. And it's nice having that balcony. Hang the clothes in the sun. Shoot a little fabric softener in that machine, and it's fine. I thought I'd miss a dryer. I've always had a dryer, but it's just not that big a deal. I think it might have been her cooking. I'm usually not bothered by chilies. I love them, but yeah, I just inhaled something the wrong way. And here's Phra Khanong. Let me take you up to that Japanese secondhand. I still like the one on Soi 39. It's just larger. And they'll have shelves and chairs and coffee tables. This one, it just doesn't have the room. And they also have one of these Japanese locations up at my BTS at Phra Khanong. And they have a late night happy hour from 11 p.m. until close. And the one up in Phra Khanong closes, I think, later than 2 a.m. 55 baht beer and I think highballs. Japanese folks love highballs. I was at the ball game in Osaka, and the ladies that come around with a small keg of beer on their back, backpack style, I thought I was flagging down the beer lady, and it was the highball lady. I drank it. So here is a Starbucks. Well, right here they'll set up a little beer garden at night. It's kind of cool. And there's the treasure factory. I'll take you in there. Things aren't a giveaway, Goodwill style. Goodwill? Yeah. Why am I thinking I was saying that wrong? Yeah, the Goodwill stores, right? Thrift stores in the US. Yeah, you're not going to find too many 99-cent items in here, but you will find some designer Coach purses for, I'll make up the number, $200 US instead of 800, brand new. The one at Soi 39 has a ton of golf clubs. 27,800 for your Louis Vuitton. I don't know what the thing costs new. Over $1,000. Chanel. All kinds of products. I'm not sure if that's copyrighted music in the background. I'll keep mumbling over it just in case. There's some air purifiers and a small collection of golf clubs, but Soi 39 is the place to go for that 10-year-old set of tailor-made R5s. Some of these prices aren't much less than the brand new price, but oftentimes I did buy not a toaster oven, but it was a larger oven. It was brand new with the instruction booklet, and I knew what it costed at Big C. I think it was 3,100 baht, and I got it for 1,900 baht here. And I believe if you sign up for Line, you get a 20% off coupon. So there you go. There's a little peek at, whoop, stepped off a curb there. There's a little peek at the Phra Khanong area. And what did we do? Soi 44/1 and Soi 46. So thanks for following me along with me this, what is it, early afternoon. And I'll be out looking around. One of my favorite cities in the world, Bangkok. Sorry, I'm getting a little mumbly. I'm going on video number 4, and this is about where the heat starts to get to me. So I'm gonna go get something to drink and head on home. You take it easy. We'll see you really soon.